Hey folks, welcome back to Honey Money SG, and this is the next episode of talking to myself about CPF. Today's question is, should I do a transfer from OA to SA or do an RSTU to my SA in order to build up my special account for retirement? Now this question has been really quite popular, right? Because we want to weigh the pros and cons between transferring your ordinary account to your special account versus leaving that amount in SA so that you can do a yearly retirement sum top up to claim some of the tax relief, right? I must confess that I used to think like that because I'm on the other side of the camp whereby I really want to save some of that special account capacity or opportunity so that every year I can top up like $7,000 and then earn some of that tax relief, right? That sweet tax relief that everybody wants. But if you have watched my earlier video regarding the VCMA versus RSTU topping up strategy, right, then you will know that your retirement sum top-up funds and the interest earned on that special account which you have top up in will not be able to withdraw, and that will completely change your mindset towards that strategy. Because you must remember that when we go and build our CPF retirement funds, especially when we are topping up with our own cash, we all have this expectation that anything above the full retirement sum can be withdrawn, especially above age 55, right? But the truth is only the ordinary contributions like your employer-employee contributions or voluntary contributions can be withdrawn. But things like topping up your RSTU to your SA, those funds cannot be withdrawn. So let's give you a scenario, right? Let's say in age 30, you watch my channel and you discovered this strategy, and then from age 31 to age 40 for 10 years, every year you will put in $8,000 to your RSTU. So by the 10th year, you will have put in $80,000, right? So all these things means that you are keeping even more funds locked up in your CPF that cannot be withdrawn and can only be passed down to your descendants or your loved ones. In fact, if you do a reverse calculation, the ideal RSTU that you should top up is only $16,000, assuming you are the same age as me at age 30. Because if we take $16,000 multiplied by the interest rate of 4% and multiplied by the age that you could withdraw it, which is 25 years, right? 55 years old minus 30 equals 25 years old. Then we'll get the amount close to $42,000, which is your $16,000 compounded with 4% interest rate for a period of 25 years. So that's $42K, which is the reserve amount that you need in your special account at the age of 55, because these funds will stay in your SA. So the ideal amount is only $16,000, not as much as you imagine, like $80,000, right? Okay, maybe some of you still don't understand the calculation. So let's just give you a scenario, right? Let's say you are age 30 like me, then you want to start doing the retirement sum top up of $8,000 per year for 10 years, right? Just so that you could put in $80,000 of RSTU to your SA and also gain that bit of tax relief depending on your income tax bracket, right? Most people around the age 30 is around the 7% income tax bracket. So let's just take $8,000 multiplied by 7% income tax save multiplied by 10 years, and we'll get to an amount of 5.6K in total of tax savings. Now let's do the other scenario here. Let's say if I want to transfer my OA to my SA every year, $8,000 from my OA to SA. So I'll use my financial calculator, which means every year I will do a payment of $8,000 from OA to SA with an incremental interest of 1.5%, because your OA earns 2.5% interest, your SA earns 4%, so the differential is 1.5% interest. And so we do that for 10 years, and you realize that at the end, the amount is actually quite similar at 5.6K. To you, it may seem like there's no difference, right? But do you remember, RSTU funds cannot be withdrawn. Whereas, if you transfer from your OA to your SA, and even these funds earn interest, all these funds can be withdrawn when you achieve the full retirement sum at age 55. So you can see there's a really significant difference here. Of course, if your income tax bracket is higher, then the income tax saves will be significantly larger compared to the incremental interest rate from transferring OA to SA. But let's not forget that compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world, and it will really compound to a really large sum, because compound interest is actually applied from the day that you actually transfer from your OA to your SA. Whereas your tax relief is only applicable for that 1 year that you did it. So think about what I just said, right? In summary, I will prefer that you do the OA to SA transfer at your early years to actually reach your full retirement sum in your SA, compared to saving that capacity to do RSTU every year. Because of, firstly, RSTU monies and its applicable interest cannot be withdrawn, and secondly, the differential between the tax savings and the incremental interest is actually really minimal. So I hope this video has made you think and maybe help you in some of the inputs on deciding whether to top up your RSTU SA or do a transfer from ordinary account to special account. And if you do want to learn more about CPF, I have a full playlist of CPF videos right here, so click on it and learn more about that CPF stuff. With that, thank you for watching. My name is Christopher. This is Honey Money SG, steering young adults to financial independence.